Hello and welcome to another video on the Super Bits and Bobs YouTube channel. Now I've been playing some Super Famicom games recently, quite a bit, and I thought I'd give you a quick tour of the machine that I used to play them on. Now it's a North American Super Nintendo. I think it was released in '91, the North American machine, about 6 months after the Japanese one. It was discontinued a lot earlier though. I think it was sort of 98, 99 where the machine was discontinued, whereas in Japan the Super Famicom, I think they carried on supporting it sort of in 2002, 2003 or so. But yeah, this is the American one. Now the reason I use the American one, well, the main reason is the fact that it's just a lot more practical. This particular machine's been modified, so it does 50-60 Hertz, and it also does multi-region. But the biggest thing with it is the cartridge slot. Effectively what you can do, if I grab a PAL cartridge, is yeah, as you know, the PAL cartridge is the same size as the Japanese ones. So the American Super Nintendo takes all cartridges. The cartridges for this version of the machine, the American version, are sort of bigger and a different shape, more sort of, you know, more rectangular. Doesn't have the rounded edges, and they don't fit into the Super Famicom unless you sort of well, use an adapter or modify it. I certainly wouldn't want to go chopping one about. And I'm not keen on adapters, so yeah, it's I use it mostly just because of its practicality. As you can see, it's much squarer than the Japanese machine. A lot of people don't like this machine, but it's okay. I mean, I prefer the Japanese one, but I think it's okay. Not sure why the Nintendo America went away from the original design. Maybe they just thought that the American game buying public would not want something that looked like the Japanese version. I don't know. But yeah, I think it's okay. It's amazing how basic consoles were then in comparison to, you know, consoles now. I mean, literally you've got 2.5 buttons really. You've got reset, power, and you've got an eject button, which I've never used, and it feels very, very flimsy. A couple of ports on the front. The back's got everything you would expect. AC adapter, RF out, and multi-out for the SCART. What's quite interesting is it's got a phone number there. Installation, maintenance or service. Nintendo World Class Service. Well, the service may have been world class, but it certainly wasn't worldwide, because Nintendo Europe are notoriously rubbish for many years, and I don't think we've got anything like that over here. The other interesting thing that I wasn't aware of is that it's got the extension port there. Now, in Japan there was an add-on that sat underneath called the Satellaview, I think it was called, and that allowed Super Famicom owners to download news and some games from a satellite. I think it came, I believe. I think that's why it was called the Satellaview. But I had no idea that the American machine had a similar thing going on. I think it was, from what I've read, I think it was a dial-up modem rather than I'm not sure if it actually sat underneath so nice and snugly as the Super Famicom version did. But yeah, I had no idea that the Super Nintendo had that service. I thought it was Japanese only. Didn't last very long in America apparently. So there you go. That's the machine that I play my Super Famicom games on. North American Super Nintendo. And I don't mind it, I have to say. Not as ugly as some people make out. It's not quite as nice as Super Famicom, but it's okay. And because of the slot, the cartridge slot, it's a lot more practical. So yeah, that's the machine. And thanks for watching, and I'll put another video up soon. Thanks a lot.